Opening game of the NLCS. We'll see the Miami Marlins as they play against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it's on 2K Sports.
The National League pennant race, Game 1. Hi, everybody. Here on 2K Sports alongside Steve Phillips and John Kruk. I'm Gary Thorne. What do you got to do to get a hit against Chad Billingsley? That is the question. We'll see if the offense can solve it today. And they have come to support their team in big-time numbers, 56,000 on hand. Steve, I'm wondering, what do you think of the strategy he's going to have going up against this Miami lineup?
Well, I think the key for Chad Billingsley is believing in his stuff and believing in himself. Locate the fastball.
Here's the lineup for the Marlins. Thoughts, John? Anybody stand up?
Well, you get offense from your catcher, and you just have the bonus plan, and that's Kurt Suzuki. Guy that can do a lot of things offensively, hits for high average, can hit the ball out of the ballpark on occasion, but he's very adept at hitting with runners in scoring position. Look for him to have a big game driving in runs in this one.
Grimmage at the plate. Steve, what do you think of the Dodgers here in this game?
Home field advantage clearly means a lot, but it means nothing if you don't keep it. And that's why Game 1 is so pivotal. You want to establish control early and run the series.
We settle in our first inning rolling with one strikeout. And there's no better time to make that statement. It's back up the middle. Sellers in time for the out. We'll take a quick look at the Dodgers and see what they look like defensively.
Gary, you know, they always want to play solid defense, but against this weak hitting lineup, there's a chance that they have some margin for error today.
Bottker at the plate. Swung on, hit in the air to right center. That one's gloved. Davis into the batter's box. Davis making contact, but he'll foul that one away. Lined up the middle, Powell. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. And they aren't able to get. Now we'll take a look at the starting pitcher for Miami. So, Steve, what's he going to be conscious of? What's he thinking about as he gets into this Dodger lineup?
Well, for Steven Strasburg, it's just going to be about rearing back. And
he bounced out his last time. 2 down. Runners at first and second. First pitch on the way. Curveball swung on and missed. Now it's 0-1.
Well, one of the more difficult pitches to hit in all of baseball is that backdoor break.
Oh, there goes Asturis. Lined hard down the left field line. That should be a base hit. He comes in to score, and they're going to get the lead. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
So the rally here energized. Every new opportunity they take advantage of. Botker is the batter now. Steve, they needed to take the lead, and they've come through just as we thought they might. See how this plays out. Billingsley with the windup. On the ground to second. Howell. Throws on to first. Side is retired. They come from behind to take the lead. And if you're just joining in, Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Crunk bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K. Lifetime, a .222 average against the Dodgers. Swing and a liner to right center. And he'll take an extra base on this one. It's rolling towards the wall.
Well, it's so important for your team to get guys on base and in scoring position early in the inning. And that's exactly what he did with that double.
Michael Morse looking to knock in a run. He singled and later scored in his last time up. That one lofted in the air. And that one goes foul. Strike two there. Chad Billingsley way ahead on the count.
Well, just because he's a fastball hitter doesn't mean you can't throw him a fastball. Strength on strength right there, and the pitcher came out ahead.
And there's one. Now on to second. Safe there. Trying for that double play, but they'll get the lead runner. And Mayberry batting. Here we go with a little breakdown on the types of pitches that he's throwing on the mound that are turning into hits.
And you can see that four-seam fastball. It's been hit 2 times so far in this one.
2 hits off the same pitch would mean a lot.
That one's drilled to short. The second for one. And Suzuki's in the box. First pitch on the way. That one bounced in the dirt. He swung. It's a strike. 2 men on and 2 men out. Here's the pitch. The grounder to Morgan. He's up with it. Throws to first in time. That's 3 down. No runs and a couple of hits. Full evening for baseball. Temperature did not drop a bit with that sun going down. Still pretty cool. And a base hit is last time up. And Josh Johnson is the pitcher. They've decided it was time to make a change here.
I'm sure they didn't set out thinking, hey, let's pitch all our bullpen guys this early in the game. What do you think, Gary? I don't know. They need this guy to hold down the fort and see if he can't give them some innings.
Here we go. Here's the first pitch. It's fouled away. Davis, he's trying to steal. And he fouls another one off. And another foul ball. And here's Davis. He takes off. There's a swing and a smash. And that is in there, the go-ahead run on base. Davis around third, headed for the plate. And that's in. They're able to tie it up. Well, that pitch was upstairs, but he went up there and got it.
Nice piece of hitting. Got up on top of that ball and drove it. Well, you can feel the pressure mounting. Momentum is clearly shifted. And Suzuki's got a chance to add to that momentum.
Well, this offense now really a ring. That one swung on, hit in the air deep to left field. Bradley's there. And that's the third out. That'll do it. So they score a run. And Sellers, he'll come to the plate. Grounded out his last time through. One of the league's best players. This is right where you want him. Last inning, he has a chance to be the go-ahead.
Gary, a bit of a stare down between these two right here, trying to get into each other's head a little bit. They know a home run changes the game.
It is a strike to start the ninth, 0-1. Pitch on the way. Swing and a drive, deep left center. Bradley's there. Able to glide over. Not much of a problem on that one.
Well, I followed the scouting reports. They moved the outfielders back before the play, and they were in exactly the right position to be able to make the catch. Good coaching.
And we've got his tourist batting. Trying again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. It's Emos at the plate. He'll be the pinch hitter. Line drive. Now it's 2 down. And Sanchez is batting. He'll get his first. First look in this one. He walked and later scored his last time through. And he starts him out. Davis making contact, but he'll foul that one away. He deals. Swung on. That is hit. Take a look down there in the bullpen. They've got a lefty up and throwing.
Well, I don't see him coming in just yet. I mean, with a righty in the on-deck circle, I don't think that's the matchup they want.
And here is Michael Morse. He stands in now with 2 down. Possible go-ahead at first.
Well, look for them to be very aggressive on the bases here. Possibly an attempted steal.
And that's going to be a base hit for Morse.
But, you know, this is one of those self-defense swings right there on that pitch coming inside on him. It jammed him, but give him credit. He's on base with a hit.
And Mayberry batting. He homered back in inning number 2. And here's the first one. Fly ball deep left, but it'll end up in the seats foul. Here it comes. Swing liner back up the middle. And there's another one. Couple of quick hits. Davis around third, headed for the plate. That's going to break the tie. They lead by 1. 1 run on that one, so we get to see what that does on our win expectancy chart.
Well, with that big hit right there, he only needs a triple to complete the cycle. But, hey, that's the toughest one to get. Let's see if he can do it.
Kurt Suzuki will get the swing now with 2 away. Steve, really good vibes here. Hitting is contagious, and when you do it late in a ball game and get a lead, lined right at the second baseman. That one is in there. That should score Morse. And it's up against the wall. Morse scores. And the second run's over the plate.
Well, that's another insurance run for them right there. And now a little more breathing room as they head to the bottom of the ninth.
Taylor settles in, and the offense here is putting on the show. Right now, they're in charge of this ball game.
Gary, that was a nice piece of hitting right there. I mean, up by 3 in extra innings, a very nice cushion for your pitcher.
And they'll try and add some more, but you know they're mighty happy right now, Steve. That's a pretty good margin. It's Emos at the plate, lined out in his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. That looks like a single. And Suzuki's on his way home. And Suzuki in to score. No luck beating him to second. He is in there. This lineup's just unbelievable. They found momentum, and they've been able to carry it on and on and on.
Got to love the base running right there, Gary. Very nice on his part. You thought he might stop at first, but he legged it in for a double.
That's the kind of play that wins some ball games. I mean, it's always risky. You make the out, and everybody goes, why'd you do that? But you're successful in it, who knows? You ignite an inning.
And you're right. We've seen plenty of guys try to do it, stretch it, and get thrown out, but he didn't right there, and now he's in scoring position.
Kingray will be the pinch hitter. Smack that one. Long fly ball, but it's a foul to the left. Ground ball headed Loney's way. Taylor scores. And a second run is in. Base hit knock. And a big one. Brings in a couple of runs.
When you take the lead, you want to keep adding to it. They add on some more runs here, making it a little bit easier when they go out in the field to close this one out.
0-1. Grimmage up at the plate. We've seen this club's offense, and I think we're going to see some more. They're running away with it, Steve. Swing and a miss, but he smashed towards the middle. Oh, boy, this is getting a little ridiculous here. Looks like batting practice.
0-1 mistake right here. He throws it over the heart of the plate, and he pays for it.
Botker is batting. Hasn't had much success yet in this game. He's hoping to get something this time. This is swung on, lifted to deep right field. And that's going to do it in this half inning. So they put some distance between themselves and their opponents here with this big inning. We could be 3 outs away from Mike. And if you're just joining our 2K Sports Major League Baseball broadcast with John Kruk and Steve Phillips, I'm Gary Thorne. And here's Matt Kemp. He'll lead off, home half of the 10th. Andrew Oliver is going to be pitching. They've decided it was time to make a change here. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Well, that two-seam fastball away is just screaming to be hit on the ground as the hitter opens up. Awfully tough to hit with that kind of movement.
And he pops it up. Should have room back there. And looked for a moment like he had a chance to make that play, but not to be. Here's the pitch. And that's another foul ball. Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out, one down.
You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With 2 strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's a strike or not.
And Fedorowicz is batting. Ground out victim last time through. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, and he's behind that pitch. 0-1.
Well, if you can ever read a slider coming out of a pitcher's hand, sometimes what happens is you're more focused on what the ball's going to do as far as the break goes than you are with timing the swing, and you hesitate for that split second, and it gets in on you, and you swing late. That's what happened here.
Swung on and fouled away.
Well, you can tell right there that the batter is in protection mode. Anything close, he's just trying to put it in play. The fact that he fouled it off will keep this at-bat going.
Straight away left. And Morse is going to play it. And he's able to put it away. So James Loney will try to keep it going. Had a couple of hits, 4 trips to the plate. And here's the first one. A swing and a foul off to the right side. Now Oliver, 0-1 pitch. Loney, foul ball. And Oliver's pitch misses inside.
Trying to throw it in on the hitter's hands right here. Trying to get him to flinch and open up. He just laid off the pitch, didn't get the strike.
That one hit fly ball. This may be the ball game. That's going to be a wrap. Final out of the ball game.
A big road victory right here, Gary. In the postseason, they are tough to come by, but they were able to get it done here today. Let's see what it does for the series.
Yeah, we like to recognize outstanding performances in our game, so let's do it right now with our Player of the Game award. Tremendous game from Kurt Suzuki.
And a lot of these times you get multi-hit games, but they really don't mean anything. This one, though, was very important because everything he did constituted them scoring runs. He set the table, he scored runs, and that's why he's our player of the game.
What an outstanding affair.
Gary, as a ball club, you really want to come out and dictate the tempo right from the start of a series, and they did that today.
Game 2 NLCS. It'll be the Miami Marlins and the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's up next on this 2K Sports presentation.
Welcome, Gary Thorne, John Krug, and Steve Phillips, and this is postseason baseball. The National League Championship Series Game 2. We will see a red-hot bat in the person of Matt Kemp. The supportive bunch has come in record numbers, almost 56,000. Now let's take a look at our starting pitcher for Los Angeles. And Steve, what's he got in his mind as he goes up against Miami?
A good-looking lefty on the mound right here against the lineup that can put some runs up on the board. So pretty even matchup. So it's going to come down to which side executes better than the other. Oftentimes we say good pitching can beat good hitting.
We'll take a moment to look at the Marlins lineup and our scouting report. John, who are we watching for today?
But he can get lost in the shuffle of the team that he's on. But day in and day out, Ike Davis produces. A big guy, he's going to be a huge power guy once he learns the pitchers in the league.
Grimmage settles in. All right, Steven, how do you think the Dodgers are going to match up in this one?
I mean, well, they played the entire season to get to this point, so there's no way they're going to pack it in now. The fact they did get here shows they have what it takes to win ball games.
That one's gloved. And they just got to put that behind them, Steve. If you're thinking about yesterday, it certainly isn't going to help you today.
Well, the series becomes impossible to win if you're worrying about what happened before. You can't. You have to worry about this game only. And tomorrow, you worry about tomorrow.
Well, working on the 0-1 count now. 0-1 offering from Capuano. Headed for the middle. Oh, my, that almost got him. I don't know how he got out of the way. He's going to try and test him here. And he pulls into first base with that base hit. There's one down here.
Well, little action going right now for this team. A single here with one out. Little bit of momentum.
Hit up the middle. Oh, my. How did he get out of the way of that? Those are scary. We'll take a quick look at the Dodgers and see what they look like defensively. And, John, how about individual factors out there?
Well, in my opinion, maybe the best athlete in baseball is Matt Kemp.
A swing and a fly ball to left center field. Two men have been put away. Runners on the move.
Well, this ball is hit into the left center field gap, and the center fielder has priority over the left fielder. Good job taking charge. He called him off and made the play.
And Suzuki's in the box. And there's the third out. And Jonathan Neese gets ready to throw. He'll be starting this one for Miami. Steve, let's try and go inside his mind. What's he thinking about against these Dodgers?
Well, Jonathan Neese on the mound, a guy who knows how to pitch, a feel for pitching, the ability to command the fastball and then rely on his off-speed stuff to get hitters out in front, not necessarily for a swing and a miss and a strikeout, but just hit the ball off center and let the defense get it done behind him.
And Asturias gloves that one. That's one away. Here's a chance. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Dodgers. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, so many guys hope that they become a 30-30 guy at some point in their careers. In my opinion, I think Matt Kemp can do that every single year. That's how talented he is. Not many players in baseball have the skill set that Matt Kemp has. If he decides to bring it every day, MVPs are in his future.
Let's take a look here and see what his approach is against these hitters on the first pitch.
Well, what does an 0-1 count do for you? Well, in this game, it does a lot. He's gotten 7 hitters out in this game when he's gone 0-1 in the count. So first pitch strikes me a lot.
Hit hard to second. Howell throws on to first in time to retire the side. No runs and a couple of hits and 2 left on. The Dodgers still on top. Capuano at the plate. He's our first batter, home half of the third inning. Oh, that runs inside and gets him.
Well, this is something you don't see too often. Pitcher hitting pitcher. The question is, will there be retaliation?
Robertson at the plate. Popped up his last at bat. First pitch on the way. Looked like the cutter that time for a called strike.
Gary, we see that guy get hit with a pitch. I mean, sometimes, listen, as a pitcher, you just lose the grip on the ball. It doesn't come out of your hand the right way. You end up hitting somebody.
And the question after you've hit a batter like we've seen here, Steve, is as a pitcher getting your focus back. Swing, the softly hit grounded to first. The second, there's one. Over to first, he is safe. Almost a double play, not quite enough time.
He makes a nice play to get the lead runner at second base with a strong, accurate throw. Good footwork. They just couldn't get the double play.
Well, it's truly been a tremendous day on the mound for this man. Here's a breakdown of how he's been mixing up his locations, using that to his advantage.
His command and control have been solid. Not perfect, but the great pitching coaches will all agree that when you can mix locations along with pitch types, that you have the greatest chance of success each time out on the mound.
Hey, John, you know this is a game of adjustments, and the hitters have not been able to adjust the location and the rhythm of his pitching.
And he fouls off another one. He singled his last trip. Here's the first pitch. Davis again fouling it off. 0-1 offering from Capuano. He makes contact, line drive. And that is in there. The tying run is on base. And the run is in. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
And Mayberry batting. He bounced out his last time. Capuano with a delivery. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1. And look now at the pitch type distribution. One of the hallmarks of being effective is mixing up your pitches.
Well, the one thing I think compared to what we normally see from him is today he's really relying on that slider.
On the ground to short. Sellers throws on to first. Side is retired. And they've got the lead. Coming on board, Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, John Kruk. Bring you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. And, Taylor, here we go. Oh, and one offering from Capuano. He swings and nails a liner. Now it's 2 down. And Morse is batting. 0 for 2 thus far.
Now we got a bona fide base stealer at first base, the kind of guy that can steal second.
This one's bounced up the middle. Picked up by Morgan. Throws to first. Side is retired. Keep that working. And Fedorowicz is batting. He'll lead off. The bottom half of the 6th. He'll lead off the 7th inning. It's going to be Grzelcyk. He'll be the pinch hitter.
As the pinch hitter comes into the game now, it officially closes the book on this guy's day.
Hit sharply towards the hole. And out number 1 as he steps on the base. Well, you want to keep your options open, so as you look at the pen, both the righty and lefty are up.
Well, manager's looking ahead at the lineup, making sure that he has all options available to handle this lineup.
Grimmage in the box now. Grounded out his last time through. Line drive. On to first, 2 away. Vodker gets a turn here. He doubled and scored in his last trip to the plate. Now, all of a sudden, this team's got the tying run, Steve, at the plate.
And with first base open, we're going to have to see how the pitcher wants to handle this.
He swings, hits a ball to right field. That's two gone. Taylor trying for third.
Well, time to shine right here. Chance to be a hero, Garrett.
It's Emos at the plate. He'll grab a bat and hit here.
Well, now hitting for the pitcher in this situation, he just has to try to get on base and see if he can't get something going offensively.
Swung on. This could do it. And on to first for out number 3, and that's going to do it.
A big playoff victory right here. The hometown crowd very, very happy the way their players performed.
Well, it's that time again. How about we take a look at our player of the game?
Well, you know what they say.
And with this victory marks today, they've overcome a very big hurdle, battling.
NLCS Game 3. It'll be the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Miami Marlins in Miami.
Game 3 NLCS. Welcome, everybody. A great pennant race underway. We move one game closer to a winner. Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, John Kruk. There you're watching Aaron Harang as he gets set to go to the mound to start this game. Nighttime baseball here in beautiful Miami. The stadium all lit up. The starting pitcher will be Josh Johnson. Steve, let's start and go inside his mind. What's he thinking about against these Dodgers?
Well, for Josh Johnson, everything runs off of his fastball. His slider's dependent upon the fastball, and he's excellent when he can locate it, and he does it very well. He also has great deception on his changeup. The hitter thinks fastball and swings way out in front of the pitch.
Any of these bats stand out, John? Robertson at the plate. Steve, tell us what you think about this one, Marlins-wise.
Very little separates these two teams. They've been neck and neck the entire series. Now that it's all evened up, this is the critical game. Both teams have played well, but this could ultimately decide who wins the series.
This is pop foul to the right side, but playable. And the catch by Suzuki. And it seems like, Steve, at this point, this is when you're asking, especially your best players, to take their play to another level.
Boy, if they have another level left now, I'll be surprised because they've been given everything they can. They just need somebody to step up and be a hero.
No one out yet. Runners at first and second. The pitch from Harang. There's a swing and a smash. That's one away. Runners on the move. The Marlins lineup looks like this. In our scouting report, John, who are we watching for today?
Well, he can get lost in the shuffle of the team that he's on, but day in and day out, Ike Davis produces. A big guy.
That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. Kemp will field. 2 down. Here comes the runner for the plate. And a run comes home. We'll take a quick look at the Dodgers and see what they look like defensively. Now, John, anyone in particular that we want to keep an eye on? Oh, he takes off for a second. This is a swing, hit in the air. Thought he could make a play there, but it didn't happen. Oh, and he takes off for second. Up the middle it goes. And it's through. Taylor a single.
Nice piece of hitting right there. He manages to drive that high 0-1 pitch for a base hit. Good patience, good pitch recognition.
It sure looked like the hitter decided he wasn't going to get behind 0-2. He was going to rail.
He was aggressive, no question about it. Got a pitch he could handle and took advantage.
And Suzuki's in the box. He's got 4 hits in 13 lifetime at-bats off the Dodgers. Oh, Taylor, here we go. Right to. He is safe at second base. And he is tagged out near second. And it's James Loney in the box now. He's going to get us started. Second inning. Now let's take a moment here to see the breakdown of the pitches that have yielded hits.
Well, his fastball's been put.
He's running towards second. A swing and a foul off to the right side. He's running, heading for second. Strike 2. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. There's a curveball, swung on and missed. 0-1. Lifetime, a .222 average against the Dodgers. The pitch from Harang. Takes a swing at that fastball. Can't connect. 0-1.
Like with that walk, they put the go-ahead run on base with 1 out in this inning. You've got to be careful right here. Try to get a double play ball.
Helped him out there. 0-2. And Steve, you wonder here what he was thinking. Maybe a little. And he's got a shot here to give his. Club the lead. Just one swing could do it.
Well, this is what you're waiting for. This kind of opportunity to change the game, and your pitcher then can go out with much more confidence.
And it's up against the wall. That first run scores. He comes in to score, and they're going to get the lead. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get an out, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
And he'll stop at second base. That'll be a 2-run double.
But Gary, Aaron Harang has to be aware of the pressure that's riding on this pitch right now.
And he finds himself in an early pitching jam here, down by 1-2 on.
They have to limit the damage, and they have a chance to be all right. They just have to settle down and make good pitches.
Strike 2. Now no balls, 2 strikes. Kurt Suzuki doesn't want a K here.
Well, third inning of this ball game, Gary, clearly he's run into a little bit of a brick wall and up over 20 pitches right here.
And Steve, the offense continues to produce. They keep building on it. 2 outs, a runner 90 feet from scoring at third. Swings and misses the slider. 0-1. Steve, what are the numbers for him on the mound today?
You change the hitter's eye level, you move the ball around, and he just cannot catch up to that high pitch. And they're just underneath everything. They're getting a lot of fly ball outs.
The pitch from Harang. And this is bounced foul to the left side. Smashes that one towards the shortstop. Morris is heading home. And he's in there. And he's tagged out at second.
Good productive out, good productive at bat, picking up the RBI. Nice piece of hitting.
It's going to be Taylor, who doubled home a couple in his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. Strike one. Harang gets him with the swinging strike.
A fastball up and away. It's awfully tough to catch up with it because you want to try to hit it deeper in the zone and go the other way. And before you know it, it's by you.
Good hard slider swung on and missed. 0-2. Now, one of the keys to a successful day on the mound. Can you took a called third strike in his last time up. And he starts him out. It's 0-1 as he swings and misses at that fastball.
A lot of times when you try to overswing, a lot of times it slows your bat down. That's what happened here.
He's running. Line drive. That's foul towards first. Fastball swung out and missed, and the side's retired. Well, they add a couple more runs here and extend their lead even further. Marlins on top by 4. Big bats ready to make an appearance. And if you just joined us, our broadcast of Major League Baseball on 2K Sports with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. I'm Gary Thorne. Trying again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. De La Rosa with the delivery. There's a swing and contact. This one to Kemp. That's caught. Side is retired. Well, they can't push any across here in this half of the inning. Morgan at the plate. Grounded out last time. Line drive fouled off towards first. I think there's an issue of how much is left in his tank right here, so that bullpen's going to get active.
You know, it's still early in the game, though, so I'd be surprised if they make this move this early. They may just getting prepared in case they need to go there.
And he swings and hits this one foul. Swing and a miss on the slider, 1 out.
The pitch is too close to take, but you've got to try to make contact with it. Swings right through it, strike 3.
James Loney now will dig in. There's 1 away. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. And he watches the outside pitch from Sanchez for a ball.
But Gary, 1 out here in the 7th inning. I mean, you have to like the way this is going. They're looking good. The pitcher's throwing strikes. The defense making plays. They've got a big lead. Everything feels good.
Spotted by Suzuki. 1-1 delivery. A fastball taken for a strike. 1-2.
Now, 1-2 is a pitcher's count, so there's no reason to give him a good pitch to hit right here.
Swung and a fly ball. This one beyond him. It's going to be extra bases. It rolls all the way to the wall. Loney is headed for third. Now with 1 away, they've got a runner at third after that triple. And maybe he wanted to waste that pitch. It just didn't get far enough away or up high.
Well, it was still caught a little too much of the plate, and the batter took advantage of it. Good focus at the plate.
And Nick Hagedorn is the pitcher. He's brought in to take over for the Marlins. He waited on that first pitch and took it. It's 1-0. That was a called strike of the knees, 1-1. And he looks at a slider in there, and it's 1-2 now. Outside, 2-2 now. On the way. And that's inside, and he's worked it to a full count. The 3-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. "3-2 on the way. Swung on, bounced weakly to second. Solanic picks it up, and he throws to first in time, out number 2. Robertson at the plate. Flew out last time. Here's the first pitch, and that's on the outside corner for a strike.
Well, the way to keep the ball in the ballpark is by going down and away. It's the toughest pitch to drive. He executed it well.
Inside for a ball, evens the count at 1. He sends this one in the air towards center. He makes the catch. They pick up no runs on a hit, stranding a man at third base. The Marlins still out in front. And we'll have Michael Morse leading it off. He doubled and scored in his last trip to the plate. There's a ground ball picked up by Loney. And that's out number 1, stepping in the bag. Davis into the batter's box. And an RBI single his last time to the plate. He bounced out his last time. And Jeff Neiman is the pitcher as they make the pitching swap. So, Steve, what's he going to be conscious of? What's he thinking about as he gets into this Dodger lineup?
But, when you watch Jeff Neiman out there, you're going to be struck by how smooth and easy his delivery is for a 6'9" guy. And that's the difficulty for a big guy repeating that delivery.
Hit on the ground towards second. Solanic. And his throw gets him one away.
Obviously, winning big right now, you just want to go out there, make plays, throw strikes, force them to try to put multiple hits together to get back into this game.
Bynum at the plate. Drove in a run earlier in the game. Here's the pitch. First pitch is a slider in there, 0-1. The pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Ball! This one's grounded meekly to first. And he steps on first. That's the second out.
Down to their final out right here, Gary. So, they're looking pretty dire at this point. And, but listen, funnier things have happened. They've got to get base runners, though.
Morgan at the plate. He was a strikeout victim last time through the lineup. First pitch on the way. Swung on grounder. This might be it. And on to first for out number 3, and that's going to do it.
A big postseason victory right here. And doing it in front of a hometown crowd. So they're happy, and they live to play another day.
And we get a moment here to recognize our player of the game.
Well, anytime you have 3 legs of the cycle, you've had a decent enough game to help your team win. Look, would he love to hit the triple, to get the cycle, something that's rarely done in Major League Baseball? Sure he would. But I think if you ask him after the game, he's going to say, look,
And now we have a series as they come away victorious. 2-1 lead, momentum now in their favor.
And now, Gary, it's obvious these guys have the momentum squarely behind them. They've got to stay focused for the next game and keep on pushing as the march to the finish.